you go against different people, go against different systems, different schemes, and it's always fun to compete against other people. You know, kind of, I think, heightens the environment and allows people to kind of step up a little bit.
Did the rest on Sunday help kind of free up your arm a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, my arm's fine. You know, it feels good, and I'll be all right.
Do you feel like you guys are getting more even reps though now since the preseason game?
You mean as far as what?
Splitting them up between the quarterbacks.
You know, I think it's, if you look, I mean, it's probably, I don't know what the breakdown would be, but I'd imagine, you know, I take a little bit more, and then Chad, and then Brandon, kind of in that order.
You feel you'd be progressing where you feel you should be at?
You know, I feel good. There's definitely things to improve on, things to be better at. I feel comfortable with the system and with the scheme and everything that we're doing, and I think it's just continuing to run these reps. You know, as an offense, I think one thing that gets overlooked is it's the first year in the system, you know, so I think that's something that, you know, obviously we have older guys now on the team. Not everybody's young anymore. That's not a crutch to use anymore. So I think guys are definitely more football smart and able to pick up the scheme and system a little quicker. But I think when you take a step back and look at it, it still is our first camp in this system with Coach Hackett, and I think guys have done a good job. Definitely still have a lot to improve on.
Sorry. When guys get into scrums like they did, your position players, do you feel like you need to take it upon yourself as a leader to kind of cool them down?
You know, I think that's part of it. You know, I think a lot of joint practices, that stuff happens. You don't ever want it to happen. Coach Marone talks about, you know, not allowing that to happen, but it does. It's part of football, and that's what happens. And you know, I think it's important to know the situation, right? If that happens in the game, everybody gets thrown out, and I think everybody's aware of that. But in practice, you know, when something happens like that, and you got a guy, you know, standing there with 10, you know, the other team's guys around him, I think it's okay to go in there and help them get out of there.
Blake, Doug talked yesterday about the lack of consistency with this offense. Is that the one factor that maybe frustrates you more than anything?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think you know, we've shown day in and day out how good we can be, and then we've shown day in and day out how stupid some of the stuff we do is. And it's, you know, you never once does somebody mess up and say, I don't know. You know, everybody knows what they're supposed to do. They know what their job is and how to do it. It's just you know, kind of a lack of focus or whatever you want to call it. You know, Hackett kind of talks about three things. You know, hear the call, know the call, do your job. And when we get all 11 guys on the same page and doing that every single play, we'll be fine.
Blake, is it hard for you, or can you categorize the amount of reps you're getting this year compared to last year?
No, it's not even close. I mean, I've taken more reps this camp than probably in the past 3 years, all combined.
But you knew that going in, though, right?
Yeah, that was something that, in talking to Coach Marone and Coach Hackett, that I knew they had done that in the past, and you know, they have their reasons and philosophies on why they do it, and I totally agree with it.
How do you prepare for that? I mean, what do you do differently to prepare for it physically?
Yeah, you know, from a quarterback standpoint, all you can do is make sure your arm's in shape. Throw, you know, all off season, do whatever you can in order to make sure that your arm's capable of having all those throws, and then obviously all the rehab and taking care of it after practice, and icing and stretching and doing, you know, massages and all that stuff. Kind of taking care of it's important as well.
Two more. Have they indicated to you how many series you're going to play more?
No, I have no idea. They didn't tell me last week, and I'd imagine they probably won't again this week or ever.
Last one. What's been the general feedback that you've gotten from Doug on the training camp that you've had?
You know, it hasn't been a whole lot of, you know, I don't think negative or positive. It's been, you know, I think we need to be more crisp in the situational stuff that we've worked on, kind of like in that period today, in the 2-minute, different things like that, and then the consistency. You know, we can make the plays, we can do all the stuff we need to do, we just got to do it every time it's called.